I'm from South Carolina. I moved out here, and they had me thinking Orange County was just the Holy Grail. Oh, you go to Orange County, they got that money in Orange County.
I'm from LA.
So, bro, I'm gonna have to take a detour real quick, put me on game about to ride, and then we'll get back on track. Don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the LA Rams, but
Why not? Whoa. Let's talk about this. Hold on. Sometimes you just gotta go with how you feel.
I am old enough to remember a time where it was weird to be on the internet.
My name is Trey Hatton.
This is Rob Palacio. This is gonna be a beautiful thing for sure. Oh man, it is June and the children have graduated and started summer vacation, and me as a father can rest like God on a Sunday.
Can you rest though?
No.
How about Can you rest though?
No, I just made that up. It's actually gotten worse. Just don't nobody got nowhere to go. They just in my house. Damn these kids.
Now they just ask you.
They just eating all the food because they ain't got nowhere to be.
No lunch, no breakfast. Do your kids pack lunch for school?
Yeah. We got them on a little regiment of healthy and nutritious items for them to consume. But you know how it is, man. They wake up and they start playing video games. Well, one of them because he's young, and then the teenagers want to get up all late and not do nothing. And I'm like, you ain't shit. What are you doing? But I get it. Right. Like, it's the summer. But no, for me, we got an 18-year-old graduated high school. So
congratulations. Yes, sir.
He just graduated, so he deserves a day off. It's literally been a day, bro. Like, he graduated yesterday. I'm pressing him for nothing. My daughter starts her first day at work sometime soon.
Let's go.
So she gonna be busy, and then the little one will do summer school next week. So
how much Nate gotta do? Summer school. How much you gotta do?
Nate gonna be there for 3 weeks, and it's like a fun summer school. Like, it's a little education tied in, but it's mostly like board games and sports and
that's lit.
And I think they tie in, like, you pick a subject of your choice, and for him, he's really strong in math and stuff, so they do a little math and reading associated with whatever they're doing. So it seemed like really real cool. So
it's built to support the kid.
Yeah. I just want to keep him active, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm like, take the week off, and then you go do that for 3 weeks, and then he'll have another whatever.
And you got the rest of your summer.
The rest of the summer, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's actually very, very smart. I was going to say about the lunches. Did you eat school lunch growing up?
Yeah. I went to Catholic school kinder through 8th grade, and that was built into the tuition. So we always ate school lunch there. And then high school, that's when I got weird. So I never, what's funny is I never ate breakfast as a kid. I couldn't do it
that much.
I don't know why. Like, for me, I just couldn't do it. Like, I would almost want to throw up. So I never did. Like, my first meal my first meal was always around almost 11, 12. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want no cereal. I didn't want nothing early in the morning. I'd rather go to school and just start my day. So high school, I just never ate breakfast. And then lunch, there was a cheap little nacho line they used to have. So it was always like nachos when they served the hamburgers. And back in my day,
there you go.
We had all the soda vending machines and stuff like that. So, you had the Coke machine, the Pepsi machine.
Yeah.
They had the Gatorade machine. And then there was in the Gatorade machine, Coke used to have this drink called Fruitopia. And it was like a fruit punch, like kind of like a Hawaiian punch kind of fruit punch. I know it's people my age listening right now. They're going to be like, oh my God, I have not seen it.
Yeah, I think they still made Fruitopia. I feel like I've had some, but go ahead.
Yeah. So,
I'm just
like
looking it up.
it was the worst shit that you should probably be consuming, but and then they pass laws saying all that sugar stuff got to come out. So, but yeah.
Oh yeah, they don't make Fruitopia no more. They say in certain states they make it.
Oh, okay.
You can still buy it, but they don't make that.
Yeah, we had everything. We had the chips machine. We had all that, so I would just get me a Fruitopia and some chips or some nachos or a burger.
The worst diet ever.
That was it. Yeah, it was the worst diet ever. And you know what? Like, I was young. I was still playing basketball. So I was like in shape. It kind of didn't matter, but like old habits die hard. That caught me later.
Yeah. I was going to say, I grew up eating school lunch. That was my thing. I remember I packed lunch one time for school. I also admit this was like a life-changing moment for me. I remember I was in third grade, and this is when I realized I was different from other kids, because I used to see the kids bring their school lunch, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I remember one day I packed my lunch, and I think my mom packed me like some Cheetos, like a sandwich and a juice. And I remember I sat down with my packed lunch and I ate it, and I looked around, and that day it just happened to be that for lunch it was like pizza and like you could get pizza, your chocolate milk, some like rice or something that I really would have liked had I not brought my lunch. But since I brought my lunch, I couldn't get school lunch.
Okay.
And everybody got lunch that day. And I was like the only kid that brought his lunch.
Okay.
And I was like, why did I do this to myself? I eat this meal every day when I get home. And I never brought lunch again. I never brought lunch to school again. Like, I remember it vividly, like, because my parents didn't make a lot of bread anyway. So my dad was like, if the school lunch is free, why are you going to take food out of our house to eat there when you can eat there for free? Like, my dad made so much sense.
He ain't wrong. What I mean?
Yeah. He was adamant about it. So, my son, I was slack this year. For the past 2 years, we had packed my son lunch, but I just got like, he's just so, I ain't gonna say picky, bro, but
yeah,
bro only eat like 4 different things, man.
Yeah.
And it's like,
he's still at that age. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So I'm like, let's just have him eat school lunch.
That's why you gotta throw him out there and be like, survive, bro.
That's what I did this year, bro. Nah, bro, that's what I did. I feel bad. Like, I do feel like a bad pops in the aspect of he kind of stuck with, those options. But at the same time, I'm like, me, his mom, and my wife, we really been adamant about trying to get him to try new stuff.
Yeah.
That's one thing with Carmen. I'm glad sometimes I don't be wanting to, but we trying to introduce her to like 100 foods before she turned 1. So like broccoli, celery, beets, like, and just mashing up, make her try it.
It's a thing, if you see people from other cultures, for instance, like, growing up in my house, me being Belizean, like it's a lot of like fish and things like that. Now, I personally didn't really like take to fish that strongly for a long time.
You don't eat shellfish, do you?
I mean, I eat lobster now. I eat crab. I eat certain fishes now. I just started eating sushi, thank God for my fiance 2 years ago. So, but I've had my battles, but typically, if you look at other cultures, you will see children eating all kinds of things because they've had to eat them since they could eat, right? They eat, like a lot of cultures are, right? You eat what the family eats, right? Once you come off the bottle. And so, and there's no like, oh, you don't like that? Let me cook you a different meal. There's very little of that. You know what I mean? Like, we do that as an American culture. And like, I've even raised my kids in that way. And it's interesting because there was a time period where like little Nate, only thing he would eat is chicken breast, mac and cheese, hamburgers. You know what I mean? Right. And that was, but if you look at Haley, because, at that time, her mom was very like big on like what you and Summer's doing with Carmen, so Haley grew up eating vegetables, like more well-rounded things. And she still actually has those habits now. Like she doesn't like a lot of bread, hamburgers. She eats like, usually lettuce wrapped because she grew up not wanting a hamburger bun. And we
grew up not needing
never made her.
carbs that much.
We made her not do that. So she actually is naturally like, a low carb kind of eater, except for desserts. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So things like that, and it kind of shapes who you become, and kids cry, and then we go, okay, we'll get you something else. I think it's better to have them well rounded because I've had to redo that. So that's why I'm packing Nate's lunch right now, because he and I are both on a specific journey. But I'm like, okay, for you spent way too many years just eating these foods. So, we pack them lunches, tuna, different things and just and he's embraced it. He's gotten used to it. So
I
he's
have
dropped
a
a lot of weight
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of his weight loss, since you have, had him on his diet, not diet, but his new diet. Mm-hmm. Do you see a difference in him mentally now that his diet has changed?
Oh,
have you seen this shift?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're talking about, he made, student of the month this year. He's working harder. He wants to be outside longer. Like he's actually pressing his body. Like I actually had to tell him to slow down a couple weeks ago because he got sick and, he was getting over his cold and he was well enough to go to school. I sent him to school. I ended up having to pick him up middle of the day because, they had their little 1 mile test that they had to do. Yeah. And he literally just tried to really run that 1 mile and
about die.
Yeah, he about died. And they called me. They're like, he won't stop sweating and he's hyperventilating. You want to come get him? And I'm like, oh, what the hell? And I'm like, boy, I'm like, you made me proud today, but calm down.
Calm down, son.
Yeah. I'm
baby steps.
You couldn't jog that mile. And he was like, Dad, I had to get it. And I was like, I'm not even mad at you.
You can't be mad at that though. I mean, you can't, but that is
he wouldn't have done that before. He wouldn't have done that before. He would have been like, my feet hurt and I don't want to do that. Or I can't breathe. Like now he's out there. He's confident now. And I see him he's smiling more. He don't complain about when we got to walk somewhere far no more. There was definitely a mental shift for him.
That mindset shift, man. Yeah. Whether he's aware or not, he's changing, subconsciously too. I think it starts to affect the way kids think about themselves as of how they're taking this test, how their preparation when it comes to studying, right? Mm-hmm. Their confidence all around.
Yeah.
And I do think it has a lot to do with your diet, bro, because I told you I started juicing last week and I ain't never been a consistent in my life. I've never consistently consumed greens. I think I did it for 10 days, 11 days, bro. Mm-hmm. And I felt my digestive tract was so much smoother.
Right.
I didn't get the gas bubbles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where throughout the day, you might feel like you got to go to the restroom, but you really don't. You just got a little bubble.
Right.
I didn't get those.
Yeah.
It was just smooth. When I needed to go to the bathroom, I went, and it didn't take me. Sorry, y'all, if y'all listen to this. I just got to be transparent. I wasn't in the bathroom straining, in there for 20 minutes. No, I went in the bathroom for 10 minutes, handled my business, got up, out of there. Literally, probably the best I done felt as far as restroom break and this, that, and the other in a long time, bro. So just on that tip, I just think it's dope to even be able to be on that. But, you know, hey, it's something I got to get Zeke on. Zeke has this diet.
You know what's crazy is with kids, you see it more in their personality and their happiness is what I'm saying. When you older, you see it in your energy levels right away. Mm-hmm. Right. And for me, it's always hard this time of year. And Jen and I, we just talked about this last night. We were like, okay, graduation party over. Cause we had a graduation dinner and all that. So everyone's done. And we're back to the grind. We have, goals that we want to accomplish before our wedding date. and just for health reasons and whatever. So it's been a lot of different, pizza, cake, ice cream, this, that, and the other. And we're like, no more of that. No more of that, because the thing about her, and you've seen her, she's very in shape, is like, even for her, like we start eating that stuff, you feel bloated.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You slow down. You want to take afternoon naps all the time and whatever. When we eat clean, everything is humming and you don't have that worry. So, and for you, like you drink the greens, whatever, we actually, and I know you heard of it, and we are not endorsed by them as a podcast, but we should. So you should reach out, goddammit. Athletic Greens. Jen and I, we buy Athletic Greens every month. So,
okay, then.
You put a little scoop of what it is in your water bottle, and you chug that down. That's your greens for the day. So, and we take a few other things to supplement that, and then we still, try to eat healthy throughout the day. So, so we've been doing a lot of different things.
Make me a green juice a day. I'm trying to start my vacation off right. I ain't lying to you, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's hard I think it's harder for me because I grew up with such poor eating habits.
Mm-hmm. So did I.
And it's unfamiliar to me to just do it on the regular. If that makes sense. Like it's so much easier to cook that fried chicken. It's easier to me. It's crazy. It's easier to me to fry some chicken than it is to
bake salmon. It's better to adjust now a little bit and just like, because you young, you in shape, you know what I mean? You ain't got to do too much. So if you can just, do it in moderation, you'll never have to go as far as like I'm going until you get way older, because what kills people is when all of a sudden you wake up one day and you got diabetes, you got high blood pressure, and a doctor be like, never have another slice of cake again, sir. And you like, what you mean?
you about to die.
Yeah. So
you want to die?
Yeah. You got to get there before your body says, I'm tapping out. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm like. I'm like a race against time right now, because the doctor, he ain't quite told me that, but I know he looking at me like,
he ready to.
He like, look. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to drop this weight. Don't worry. And he like, okay, you doing okay, but don't get comfortable. And I'm like, damn it, all right. You know what I mean? So I'm on a mission, bro.
I'm not gonna disclose who this individual is, man, but it's an individual in my family. Doctor told him, man, he went for a checkup. Doctor told him, you want to see your grandkids grow up? You better change your diet. Man. Oh my God, doctor's so cutthroat.
But I appreciate that though. I appreciate that,
bro. You gonna die? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm not about to die, bro. Chill.
I mean, we went from like my doc is a comedian, you know what I mean? So like he would say, I come in, if everything okay, he'd be like, I got good news for you. And I'm like, what's up? He was like, you're not dying no faster than you already were. That means I got a good bill of health.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, and that last time he didn't say that. Like right before I tore my Achilles, he did not say that. He was like, look, how far are you trying to make it? And I was like, what?
Damn.
You're like, you're going to need some changes and you ain't going to be here too long. And I was like, what? He was like, look, your cholesterol's starting to get up there. You too young for that. This and this is happening. You too young for that. You pre-diabetic. You got, it should not be happening. You need to do something. So I was like, okay. So I started, I had just kind of started my life with Jen at that point. And I'm like, okay. So got off to the races, dropped all that weight, came back. He was like, oh, okay. You're not pre-diabetic anymore. You're okay. But I had just hit that like right under pre-diabetic and then tore my Achilles, sitting in the house, went back to being pre-diabetic because I'm sitting around doing nothing, had those complications. And then I just switched my diet because I couldn't exercise, right? And then right before my surgery, things came back down to normal. I actually lost an additional 10 pounds sitting on my face. You know what I mean? Like doing nothing, crying. Because all I could do was roll in that bed and cry, man. I couldn't do anything.
It's all right, bro. It's all right, bro.
Yeah.
We all go through, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I had a question I wanted to ask you. It involves a little bit of a story, so hold on. So yesterday I get done coaching. I leave the spot. I'm in Riverside. I said, I'm going to go pick up me and the wife, Firehouse Subs. We love Firehouse Subs. I don't know if you've ever had it.
I've had it once.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal sub shop. So I said, I'm going to go to Firehouse Subs. I leave it. I'm driving. While I'm driving, I'm trying to order online. I notice that I can't order online. So I'm like, that's strange. Maybe they just don't have their online ordering up yet.
Okay.
So I get in there. I turn in. This lady's pulling out of a parking spot. So if you picture a parking lot, I'm driving down the parking lot. The parking spot is directly ahead of me, and I'm waiting for her to back out. But there's cars to the right of me that's parked, and there's cars to the left of me that are parked. Does that make sense? Like it's like a row, and like what's in front of me is like a T. So if you're in the parking lot, so I'm waiting on this lady to pull out. I don't see the Firehouse Subs, right? So I realize that the Firehouse Subs is not open yet, right? I'm realizing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But while I'm realizing this Firehouse Subs is not open, as this lady's pulling out, the minute she pulls out the parking spot, 2 motorcycles ride by my car, revving their motor, vroom, 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 and go right into the parking spot I was going to go into. Like, as she's pulling out, they pull in. Okay, hold on. So listen. So I immediately got pissed. I was like, what the? Like, in my brain, I got like irritated I was like, I know he's seen me waiting on this parking spot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, trust, I wasn't even going to park. So I had to talk myself down. I'm thinking I was about to leave.
It don't even matter. Yeah.
So listen though, he parked, right? He know what he did. So right or wrong, right? I want to hear right or wrong for you. He get off, he do his motorcycle helmet. He try to look off in the opposite direction of me because I'm not moving now.
Right.
Now I'm just looking at him to let him know he know what the hell he did. So I'm in the middle of the parking lot, like just standing there in front of his bike, looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
His homeboy get off his bike, look at me and apologize because his homeboy kind of parked kind of late. He was looking at me because he's like, oh man, I think we stole this dude's spot. He kind of had some self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So right or wrong, this guy didn't make no eye contact, goes inside. I didn't say nothing. I looked at his homeboy. His homeboy's like, I'm sorry. I was like, you know what? I can take that. You got some self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Your homeboy,
mm-hmm.
I had to slap him upside his head. But once again, I wasn't going to Firehouse. I had no need for a parking spot. But let's say I did. And I just think like that. Let's just say I did. Is it right or wrong? Did I get up out of my car and kick his bike down? Is that right or wrong? Because that's the only thing I can see myself doing. Because he knew what he was doing.
Right.
You feel me?
You're right. I get it. I hear you.
And I'm gonna bring it to the community. So leave a comment on what I just said. If you listen to the podcast, should I have kicked the bike down, or should I just have kept it pushing?
You got to.
Those are only two options.
You got to keep it pushing. You got to keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to keep it pushing. Like I get it. I understand the why of it. I understand how you feel. But I mean, you know, in the great words of Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, you want to get shot by a real motherfucker?
He didn't like he had. No
I know. But it don't even matter. It don't even matter. So, you know, this goes back to, we talked about it. I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago. You know, whose moment is it? Right? Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So okay, it's a parking spot, right? Like you got 2 legs. I'm sure there's gonna be other spots in the parking lot. Yeah, this dude is very insulting, you know, very disrespectful and whatever, and you feel like that. But okay, let's play it out. You know what I mean? Let's say you get out the car, you kick the bike over, minimal damage to the bike, but you kick it over, it pisses him off. Okay, cool. Now he come out, he want to squabble. Okay, Treve like 6'3", kind of hefty, whatever. Let's say
he like 5'7".
Let's say you throw them things and you lay him down. Okay, now Treve is going to jail for assault. also damage a property all over a fucking sub sandwich and a parking spot.
Man, but you know what's most important?
Now you got it. Now someone got to bail you out. That's going to be going to your funds.
Right.
Trevay can't go on vacation.
But I taught him a lesson, though.
I mean,
but I taught him a lesson.
Is that worth the bail money?
No,
is that worth the fines? Is that worth the jail time? If he press charges, let's say you throw them things because Trevay sharp with them hands, and let's say you break his nose or something, and now he sue you because this is California.
Yeah, but he a tough guy though.
Nah,
so I wouldn't even expect that from a tough guy.
You be surprised. You be surprised. He take an ass whooping, all of a sudden he ain't tough no more. Now he hot. Now he done went and got Johnny Cochran from out the grave and was like, I gotta sue that guy.
Oh wow! All right,
that's what's gonna happen. He ain't gonna take no L like that. That's rare these days.
Man, all right. If you in the comment, tell me what you would have done. I want to hear some responses. I need some more reactions from our listeners. So I'm challenging you guys. What would you have done? How do you feel when somebody steals your parking spot?
I literally see this daily. Not daily. Yeah. I don't go to Costco daily, but every time I go to Costco,
somebody's spot gets stolen.
There's some kind of kerfuffle in the parking lot, and it be about nothing. And I'm like, okay. And I get it. Like Costco, depending on where your Costco is and how your Costco is,
bruh, parking spots matter.
Yeah, those spots are hard to come by, and I feel like Costco does that shit on purpose. In fact, I'm so glad I'm an executive member because they open 1 hour early for executive members now. So
let me say this.
As of next month, the 30th.
Let me say this. If you have ever stolen a parking spot and you listen to the podcast, you ain't worth a quarter. You ain't worth a penny. You seen somebody waiting there for that spot and you pull it in, you wrong. Let me say that.
I see so much, bro. At the graduation, there were people, so they said, okay, we want traffic flowing one way, right? So because people didn't want to do that, and like they just decided, I'm gonna stop right here mid traffic. Cars are trying to come off, the city street into the parking lot of the school. They were just stopping, letting their kids out, going in the trunk, grabbing things, and just holding up traffic. They did not care. All they cared about is what they needed that moment. They didn't care that they're holding up traffic, that other people had other places to go, that other people also had things they needed to do. People are very selfish when it comes to what they need in crowded situations. Mm-hmm. And it's getting worse. Like, for instance, if you miss your right turn, right? People want to just stop, even though they're in the other lane because they forgot to get in the right turn lane. And like, I'm going to force my way into this right lane and I'm going to stop right here and not let the rest of the traffic through instead of saying, I missed my turn. I got to go all the way down the next street and come back. Right? Like they don't do it. I see people now, they don't move over for emergency vehicles.
I did that a time or two.
See, you got to stop that shit. That's what
I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Don't be that guy. See, somebody wanted to kick your ass that day, Trevay.
They did. I deserved it. I'm also, for full transparency, I also cut your ass off in traffic. So I'm one of them too. So I'm sorry.
I mean, that happens though, but that happens. No, I think that happens. Right. Sometimes you don't realize how close someone else is or, whatever. I think that happens. I'm forgiving about that because I don't know. I used to drive for a living.
I'm a traffic line skipper though. Is that bad?
Explain.
If it's traffic, right? And there is
I see what you're saying.
So say we're in traffic, right? And y'all, I'm sorry. Listen, I got different parking spots make me angry, okay? That was a different scenario. Mm-hmm. But who likes to sit in traffic, okay? So if there is an exit, right?
Like, and what backs up like 2 miles back. You're going to go all the way close to the front.
Yes.
And try to squeeze in there.
Yes. I do that. Unfortunately, I do that.
Yeah.
Because somebody else done did it to me. I hate to have that. Somebody else done did it to me. And I'm thinking, I just waited 15 minutes. He done cut 15 minutes off his drive. So
yeah.
Fair or foul once again.
I try not to. I mean, sometimes if I figured it out, like, or if I didn't know and I got to get over and I know those are those people, you're like, oh, I didn't know it was this exit. Then you want someone to show you some grace and let you in.
Yeah.
So I just always try not to like prejudge people. So if that happens to me and I got to let somebody in, I always let a car or two in, like whatever. But
It's funny, bro, because my family as a whole hates cutters. Like they hate like my wife was like, don't let this car in. She's like, ride this car's bumper. You know, we're not letting this car turn in right here.
You can't do that.
I know. And here I am. I'm like, baby, we got up this far because I cut half the cars. Like, I can't not let this dude in.
Yeah. See, you got to be like, I thought we was Christian.
Yeah. We is. We know we is. I be, bruh, trust me.
I don't know, man. I get it. It's frustrating. Like we all get there, but imagine if we all did that. There's a lot of people doing that, and that's why things are weird now. But like, imagine if we all did that.
Yeah.
You know, so I just try to
elaborate for me. What you mean? Like the world would be a better place, or
no? Like, well, either way, right? Like, let's say we all decided we all wanted to be selfish, right? And we're trending that way. But that I would argue that's the cause of a lot of road rage. That's the cause of a lot of accidents because people are not, what's the word? Honest about those sorts of scenarios. They're not forgiving in those scenarios. But like if everyone, went by the rules, waited your turn and, did everything appropriate when accidents happen, we all figure it out like adults, things would just be better. Traffic would be smoother.
Yes.
But, I don't know.
That's my father-in-law's hypothesis too. Yeah. I think he said that if this was his hypothesis and I'm going to say this, it sounds better when you say it. I just don't think it's going to practice that well. He said if nobody tried to cut anybody off, if everybody had really good knowledge about what exit they were getting off on and got over at the proper time, and we did away with fast track completely and we just opened up 6 lanes on every freeway, there would never be any traffic.
But fast track never going to go away because that's some money-making business.
I know, I'm just saying. He said if fast track went away, and there was 6 lanes on every freeway, and everybody had knowledge about what exit they were getting off on, there would never be traffic.
Well, like driving etiquette is fucked, right? Like everyone wants to drive. Like now you got Teslas, they pick up really quick, and all that. So you just think you could wait till the last minute to get over into your appropriate lane to get off on the exit. So now you cutting over lanes, cutting over traffic. Startling the old lady that drives a Honda, right? And it just gets ugly, right? But if you get over a mile over, back before your time, a mile or two back, you already in your right hand lane. Yes, traffic's gonna be a little slower. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait, but then you don't have to cause so much friction and people can keep going. Right?
Yeah.
So when it's not you getting off the free, see, no one that thinks about it until it's them. Right? Like if you were, let's say that's not your accident, you wanted to be able to go and go at the appropriate mile, 65, 70 miles an hour, whatever it is. Right? Well, if so-and-so didn't have to move over in like literally 100 yards and is like frantically slowing down traffic, you would be going.
Man,
but that's you tomorrow, right? So one hand washes the other. So he's kind of right, and sometimes the infrastructure isn't built the way it should be, but I just think we all need to calm down. It's not that serious.
Baby, calm down.
You just got to calm down. There's a lot of people with anxiety driving around, man. It's just, man, I don't seen too much, especially because what changed my mind about driving is all those years driving professionally.
In that damn Pepsi truck.
I didn't give a fuck about traffic, bro. Because I'm sitting in there and I'm like, wait a minute.
Who gonna hit me?
No, not even that. I'm in traffic, sitting here, being paid by the hour. We ain't got to go nowhere.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I still got to go to destination B, C, D, E. I still got to go. And even if it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I still got to drive back and I'm getting paid all the way through it. So if we got to sit here and there's something going on the freeway, then
I hate you.
Hey.
You in the line where it happened there. You're like, let me see what's going on up here.
Yeah, that's it. But that don't mean I didn't want to go home, but I was like, this is the best of both worlds. I get to get paid while waiting in traffic while everybody's still like, imagine like I'm on the freeway. I'm being paid per hour. There's a major car accident. We gonna sit here for an hour. This happened to me when I was working in the medical field, right? I was actually doing an on-call situation, and it's 2 a.m, right? There was a fatality on the freeway near Disneyland. Because it was a fatality, I was on the freeway from 2 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. It took them that long. It was some crazy car wreck. And I just text my boss on the freeway right here by Disneyland. Someone died. It looks like they just had it blocked off. And I'm like, wait, I'm still being paid. So by the time we started going and I got back, sun was already coming up. I clocked out. They sent me home because I couldn't, that was supposed to take me about an hour to do. Right. Instead,
you got to go home.
Yeah. There's like, you can't drive. You legally can't drive. So go home. You know, if you feel up to it, come in at about 3 p.m. or something and run a small shift for us real quick. So I just stayed home, whatever, got paid for all that time. And I was like, okay, cool.
That's a win.
That's a win. I was irritated as fuck because I wanted to go home. You know what I mean? But like in Anaheim, a lot of people, they like to speed around. They coming from the bar and from the club, whatever. You know, something weird happened with one of these little sports cars or whatever, just driving too fast on the freeway. But
sadly, rest their soul. I'm a speed demon. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't scared of no speeding ticket, bro. That's probably my biggest trait. I mean, my biggest, driving flaw. I'll punch it.
I don't want to go to no courthouse. I don't want to go to DMV. I don't want to do none of that.
Me neither. Most of all, I just don't want to hear my wife be like, you got another speeding ticket. You know what I mean? Because I done had a few on my day.
Yeah, see?
I be flying, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Throw that money away. You might as well just go ahead and send that check over here. I need it.
I know, bro. And I'm bro. Don't do me like that. I'm trying. I really am trying to be better about that. But I had something else about. Oh, dude, you know what I've been noticing trending lately? This is what I wanted to ask you about too. The housing market is taking big cuts right now.
You know what?
You know it?
I got a few friends in the housing industry. We should bring them on.
Is it going to crash?
Too
expensive,
I don't know. It's pretty expensive. Let's table that because let's get my guy on here. I got a few people we can probably get on.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Is it going to crash?
You think so?
I was, bruh. Every house, like a lot of houses in Corona, bruh. I'm on Zillow. I'm on because I want to buy a house out here eventually, right?
Right. They're pricing everybody out.
Bro, houses taking like $20,000 cuts, $30,000 cuts. I'm like, oh, they on their way. These price cuts is on their way.
Yeah, that's not enough.
It ain't enough, but what I'm saying is,
I think the average house in Orange County is like 800, 900,000 now.
Yeah, I think it's 900,000. The average house out here in Corona is 700,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's the average price for a house out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, $12,000, $5,000. Like, hey, they going down. So we'll table that one. I was curious to see.
Yeah, it's never
if you had seen anything.
It's never a perfect science, right? Because if the prices come down, you as someone who wants to buy a home, you happy as hell. You as the homeowner and your home is depreciating is difficult, right? When I worked in the mortgage industry, one of the things that we used to always say to homeowners is, luckily for you, you live in California where housing prices are always going up. The value of your home is always appreciating, right? So to be in a spot where that's not true anymore in California, that's going to upset a lot of homeowners, right? And they're not going to, it's always going to affect the market in a different way, right? Because then you got people who were about to sell who are not going to sell now because they're like, wait, I'm losing value on the house, right? Some of them are going to hurry up and sell because they're going to be like, oh, it's going down. Let me sell now. And then they're going to be other people that are like, nope, I'm going to sit for the next 5 to 10 years until they go back up again. So now that house is not going to come back on the market.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Say that last part one more time. I'm sorry.
So there are going to be people like, let's say you want it out on your house, right? Like you're ready to go do something else. If you see that everything is trending down, you're losing value on your home, you might, if the need is great enough for you, you might decide, I need to hurry up and sell now. So you're liable to make a deal with someone who goes, I know prices are going down. I know you want 800,000. I'm going to give you 760. And where you would have said, no, I want 800, you might say yes to that 760 because you know next week you'd be lucky if you valued at that. Right?
And I think that's what they're going to start doing now.
But then there are going to be people who go, I don't care. I kind of wanted to move to Florida, but I know it's California. It's probably going to go up in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm going to
sit on it.
I'm going to sit on it. And I'll watch it fall all the way, and I'll watch it come back up in 5 to 10 years.
They definitely will.
There are people that will sit. There are people that will sit. So it's never a happy whatever, but it has to move in waves, right? Or else like Trevay never gets to own a home.
Yeah.
Right. So at some point, it got to be affordable for you. The rates got to go up and down. The houses got to go up and down, you know, and I think that's kind of the problem is the homes are just climbing. So as time goes on, people that don't have homes are being priced out.
And I don't know nothing about real estate, but all I know is for out here, it's good for the sellers and for real estate, but the buyers are the ones that get screwed, man. With you know what I mean? It's hard to buy, man. It just is. So I'm curious. We'll table that and we'll come back to that. I had something else I wanted to ask you about. Golly, my coffee ain't doing the dance no more. My coffee was doing me right. It ain't doing the dance no more.
Did you have
how's the fitness journey going? I know you didn't I didn't get to ask you about that.
It's going okay. I haven't hopped on a scale in the last week or so, but I feel like I'm maintaining where I'm at least. So, still in there, still in that gym, still getting it. I'm actually going to go right after this, and I'm actually taking my son with me. So
let's go.
Yeah, we in there, but it's going well. I'm really happy about my results. So,
Zeke in that b-ball camp this week, so that's what we've been on.
Is he ready?
Yeah, he ready. He is good because day one, they paired him with a bunch of older kids.
Okay.
Which is what I feel he needs for some more advanced development.
Okay.
It's hard to get to see strides in your game by always playing with your peers. So I thought that was huge. Also, it's just good for how he processes the game. Now, I don't know. First day he came home and said, oh yeah, they showed me drills that you didn't show me, Dad. And I'm telling him like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Like if I'm showing you everything, bro, I failed you as a father. You know what I mean? If I send you to a camp where you already know every drill, I wasted my money and our time. So, every day he's getting something new. He's gotten his defensive slides. And I think the game is really growing on him. I just wanted to.
Oh, that's good.
I don't want him to be addicted to it. Like, not addicted, but I don't want him to be consumed by basketball, but I want basketball to be his friend. I want it to be his fun.
So why do you say that? Why do you say you don't want him to be addicted to?
Not this young, because I don't want him to. I want him to understand that there's other ways to live your life, and there's other avenues that you can go down. But I do want him to have something to lean on that will build him foundationally. As far as hard work, committing to a process, what it looks like to have a good moment, a high, a win, and a loss. Those life lessons. I think sports in general are good for that. But I don't want to ruin, and I'm not saying ruin, but I don't want to stop, his childhood. I don't want to stop his growing process.
What if he decides he ends up in a sport that you have zero to very little interest in?
But I'm going to just have to learn it. I'm going to have to learn it with him. And that's, two sports, actually. He wants to do baseball and soccer. And I have no knowledge, but I've been tracking baseball. Okay. Hard. I've been following it. I've been learning the cadences, the lingo. And that's just who I am, right? I'm going to do my research. And then soccer, I've been talking with folks. They've been kind of letting me know the ins and outs. I refereed, so I know a little bit about it. Okay. I have the eagerness to grow with him.
Okay.
As long as it ain't too crazy. Like, I'm not about to go research cricket. Like, if he gonna play cricket, like,
but what if
he just
what if
no? But I'm gonna just be a fan. Like, I'm okay with just being a dad.
Okay.
Who's a fan as well. Okay. If he want to go that route, like if he want to play lacrosse. Like, I'm okay with just being like, oh, okay, my son played lacrosse, and I'll just be lit.
I didn't understand it when, I grew up, like, I'm not going to say my dad wasn't supportive. He didn't know it, right? Like, he never said don't do it. It just was never a focus for him, because I guess that's not what he ended up doing at any point in time. So when I was playing football, when I was playing basketball, it was like, I got a ride from him, but he wasn't there to watch my games. He wasn't going to ask me about my stat line.
I'm grades, look.
Nothing like that. So, and while we kind of had our little, this is all water under the bridge now, but like, I always felt like I didn't get what I wanted out of that, from him and whatever. And my mom, she would come to some of the games, but she was also raising my other siblings. So I tried to be different with my kids, right? My daughter's a little older now. She's not into sports, but, she once upon a time played softball. And that was under her mom's influence. And I had never played any kind of major baseball or softball or anything like that. So I knew a little bit, but I didn't really know much. So I was like, okay, so that's going to be you and her. This is what I told my ex-wife. And it started that way, but then she ended up landing a job and having to spend more time doing that. And she was like, okay, you got to step in. And I was like, wait, hold on. I didn't sign up for this. And then I realized, I'm like, you can't be that guy.
You can't, bruh.
Right. And so I ended up volunteering, helping as a parent, and eventually, becoming an assistant coach on like all her teams. And then, when she made the all-star level, I was actually an assistant coach on the all-star team, and, we won championships together. So
now softball, though.
And now I know softball, right? And so I had to take that ride. So here I go now with the little one, and he's a big, and I don't know where he got it from, he's a big soccer fan. I loathe soccer.
Really?
I don't like it. I don't understand it. It's weird to me, but he loves it. He loves it. And I'm trying to support him, but we didn't, and we didn't watch any, we haven't watched any games together. And like, I know I'm gonna probably want to fall asleep. Like, I'm not a soccer person. Soccer and hockey are two things. Like, I'll go to a hockey game, but like, I don't like either one of them. I'm like, what is this? But it's his thing, and I have to adjust. But it took just now, 43 years of age, to understand why my father couldn't help me. And I'm here to say, Dad, I forgive you.
Yeah.
Because I get it. But I got to jump in here first and figure this out. Because like right now, I'm literally starting from zero. Like,
well, we bought that thing. You like how we brought that full circle from what we was talking about earlier? You like that? And so back to, what I was saying about my dad, I was looking for that, you said it. I was looking for something, but he gave me what I needed. I think I said it like episode 1 or 2. My dad was the type of dad, he was like, he would motivate you verbally, but subconsciously. So he would just be talking smack, like his normal smack talk. Like, I remember when I wanted him to sign me for football, he would say, why you want to sign up for football? You don't even know none of the players. You don't know no teams. You don't know nothing about football. And I remember thinking, I really don't know nothing about football. So that summer, all I did was play Madden, and I learned every team, every player, who this. And so when Sunday games come on after church, we'd be watching the game, and I do it real smooth, and I just be like, oh yeah, he about to throw it to such and such. Oh yeah, that's their quarterback. Oh yeah, he on the defense right now. And then the announcer would call it out like after I say it, and my dad look over at me and be like, oh, you know that football now, huh? And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm ready for you to sign me up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was stuff like that, like little motivators.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I do it to Zeke sometimes too. That kind of get me going. But me and my dad never had like me and Zeke train. Like we ain't never had that. Like I'll go outside and make Zeke shoot 50 jump shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll make Zeke go outside and kick the soccer ball. Like I'll make him go run a few drills. Like if he's been laying in the house for a little bit, I'll be like, oh no, you got to get up. Like I'm tired of looking at you look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't, this ain't our relationship. So I wish I had that side of it, but as far as the motivation, hold on, hey boy. He just woke up. Good morning. As far as the motivation side of it, I always got that from him.
Mm-hmm.
I always got that, let's go get it. Let's get after it. We got this. Even when I was doing good, my pops, he had his fan, he's like, I'm your biggest fan and your worst critic. So I could go out there and I could score 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, have a crazy game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dunk. I get in the car and my pops would be like, yeah, but you ain't really posterized them like you should have. Like you should have hung on the rim
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I mean? You should have did them like that. And at the time in my life, I thought that was healthy. I still think it's healthy for me.
Yeah.
And until somebody can tell me wrong, him keeping me even keel, I think is what had me, even my brother, they all kind of kept me like, okay, but what else can you do? And they didn't do it rude. It was almost like,
right.
Don't let this be your ceiling. And I think I want to keep that for him.
I love that. I love that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing for Haley. So I already knew like she's going to get 1,000 congratulations from her mom just for like standing on, in the batter's box.
Yeah.
I'm like, she don't need that from me. So I never shut her down. I let her say all the things, oh, dad, whatever. Okay. Did you enjoy that? Yeah. Did you have fun? Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then she'll kind of like, okay. And I'm like, now, do you want to hear what I have to say? I think you did.
Like, yeah.
I think you did great. I'm glad you had fun. Those are 2 important things. Do you want to be a great player? Yes. You got to run harder. I'm proud of you, but you got to run harder. I'm proud of you, but you need to whatever it is. Right.
Biggest fan, worst critic, baby.
So we break it down, after she gets her flowers, we break it back down. Right. And the reason I did that for the exact same thing you said, I don't want that to be her ceiling. I want her to know when it comes to competition, whether we're talking about sports, the work environment, anything you do, you need to push your limits. Don't be satisfied with mediocrity. Right. If you want to be one of the greats, she used to tell me, Dad, I want to be, the next dancer or whatever, like ballerina, whatever. All right. Well, who's the best right now? I would ask her that.
Find them.
Yeah. Go find that person. Who's the best right now? Why is she the best? I need you to figure out how to beat that person. Right. You need to double her output. You need to work hard for that. That's always been the grind. And I've had people say, you too hard on her. But like now she's 15, about to turn 16. You can't stop her. You can't stop her. No matter what is said about her or whatever. She's telling me how like she's messing up the grading curve in her classes because the teacher grades on the curve and she's the only one that did well. Everyone scored 60%. She scored in the high 80s. You know what I mean? Things like that. So like there's always, and she's like, I'm not afraid to push the line. And I was like, push the line. Push it.
As you should.
Let everyone catch up with you.
Yeah. What's wrong with, and man, you about to read. That's why I love this podcast, bro. And I love these conversations we have because all you do is reactivate that dog in me every time we talk. I ain't lying to you. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself out there as a kid, right? And I think as adults, sometimes it gets watered down because we just become okay with what's been presented to us. And we don't want to seek that other side of it, right? That kind of uncomfortable part about getting better, because it's really hard to get better.
It's hard. It's hard.
Really hard.
If you sugarcoat it, you're setting your kid up for failure, right? So like when your son don't want to get out of bed and you look at him like, oh, why you so lazy? You kind of a hypocrite because you watched him. You lazy. Yeah. And you let him be lazy. And now you mad he lazy. Like you can't do that. Like that's not fair. So guess what? You got to get up. Just like how you said, this ain't the relationship. We gonna go. So that's what I told Nate this week. I said, enjoy your week off. And then we gonna get in this gym. And I gave him the day and the time. And I said, okay, look, this is what's going on. This is my schedule. You gonna get up. We gonna go in this gym. And I don't want to hear nothing about it. You're not gonna be in there as long as me. I'm gonna be there an hour and a half. You're gonna be there like 45 minutes.
And then take your butt back.
And then you can go back and do whatever you want. And I can even take you to your friend's house. But you gonna get it in. I
bet you money he's going to say, I'll stay in here the rest of the time. Knowing his relationship with you now, like I kind of know a little bit more about the relationship y'all have. And I'm thinking about how it was my dad took me to the gym. If my dad was still working out, I was still working out.
Right.
Like you're not about to, it's something that
he want to keep up, right?
Yeah. It's something that activates in a young man's brain. Competition is instinctual, right? Competitiveness is instinctual to most men. I ain't going to say everybody has that. Some people don't care, but I truly think that challenging yourself is instinct, wanting to be better. It kicks in like it's a fight or flight response.
You have to know as a parent, you are your child's first hero.
Yep.
Hands down. Hands down. Bro, if they see you doing something, they're going to be right. They're going to want to be right next to you doing the same thing. And it could be things that you're not even aware of. Like I was on the phone with my brother yesterday and he had took my daughter to Alcatraz in the San Francisco area to go tour, right? My daughter and my mom. And he was teasing her and whatever. And he goes, I'll leave you right here. And she said to him, this was like 3 years ago, maybe. And she's like, oh, it's okay. My daddy gonna come get me. And then he started laughing. He was like, I don't know if you know, but this is a little too far for your dad.
Yeah. She ain't stutter.
But when he, my brother don't got no kids. So first thing he thought, he was like, oh man, he was like, children, like that girl really thinks if she ended up on the moon, you would go get her.
Oh, 100%.
And I was like,
and she said think no different.
Exactly.
And she better not think no different.
Exactly. So what do you as a parent do with that? Do you take advantage of that and milk that and just wait until the magic subsides and she realizes, oh, dad's a person? Or do you get her to dream big and you push her horizons, or your child's horizons so that they can do as much as they possibly can?
Don't get me started. No, hey, it's too early in the morning for me to get motivation going.
No, it's not.
You have to feed it.
You got to feed it.
You have to feed her dreams, his dream. You got to feed it. Okay. Your kid, they going to know what it took when they get older, right? We're not worried about that. I'm not worried about them realizing life is hard. What I'm worried about is them losing the ability to think and be creative, to grow, to push. Your job, our job as a parent is to cultivate that, right? To manifest that. Her saying that my dad will come get me. You know how strong that belief is? I pray she never loses that belief about you or about anything. Cause that's a winning mentality.
Right.
That is regardless. And
so I want to transform that. I want her to get from dad will jump leaps and bounds, will travel to the moon to do something for me that she then believes that about herself.
Yes. Cultivate that.
At some point, dad's going to be an old man or I won't be here. Right?
Cultivate that, bro.
That's what it is.
Cultivate that. Grow that. Show her that. And you still are, it's so beautiful. You are doing it. You're doing it. Because you're about to lose all this weight, right? And your kids are going to see you in a completely new light. And what they're going to learn is what the real simple answer is, it was work. Like dad put in the work.
Right.
But what they're going to see is dad dreamed it, he worked it, and he did it. They're not going to, the only thing they're going to know is that it can be done, and that's more than enough, is what I'm saying. Like, no, they're not old enough to process good days, bad days. You know, dad, I'm not even worried about that. What I'm saying is when they see you complete your goal, they're going to say, where other people say that's impossible, they're going to say it can be done. You feel me? And so that is, you know, man, I can't wait to the wedding. I can't wait till you complete this, not complete it, but keep this journey, you know, forever. Cause it's a forever thing now. Like you're not just about to get a 6-pack and start back dunking the basketball for fun. You know what I mean? We're doing this for seriousness. You know what I mean? This is a life. It's a lifestyle, but you know, them seeing you, and even when they look back, you know, you're going to show them, you know, I like to be in the future. Like I'm a future thinker, right? They're going to look at the pictures, you know, from 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when you were, you know, you were dealing with life, right? And then they're going to look at you now and in the future, and they're going to say, wow, you know, especially Haley, you know, she's going to, you know, around about 4 years from now, she really going to be like, you that dude.
Well, that's the thing. Like they get to see
the evolution,
my evolution, right?
Yeah.
They're going to see the earliest memories of whatever it was I was and whatever I looked like to where I ended up to where I decided to go.
Yep.
And that's my story to tell them. But, you know, I could use myself as an example, or I could decide to fake the funk and play on the imagination and the naivety of my children, and they'll forgive me for it. Don't get me wrong. They will forgive me for it, but I didn't teach them what I could have. Right. And I think as parents, we all attempt to do that. And we all fail at some point, at some part of it. Right. But we all, you know, strive for that in a lot of ways, you know? And so it don't matter that my dad didn't make those games in the end of the day. What my dad did show me how to do is he showed me how to be a man. He showed me how to take care of my family. He showed me how to work. He showed me how to work. He showed me how to take care of myself and others, to stand on principle. I still got all those lessons. It didn't matter. He didn't come to the game. He could have did that. That probably would have changed something, but I can forgive him for that and not hold that over his head forever, you know, so it don't even matter.
You're trying to get me started. This is another podcast, right? But we have to speak on people that have these traumatic childhoods. I'm not saying that, you know, you did or you didn't, but it's all about a viewpoint. And I think a ton of people don't, all the stuff you named out about what your dad did, or your parents, I think some people lack that perspective in things that their family was able to provide for them. And I think that's a huge thing. Cause my parents, I was the last of 4, bro. I went without a lot, but I had a lot. And I'm doing just fine in my personal opinion. I'm doing fantastic, actually. I'm pushing the narrative every day. So, you know, that's another podcast. But like you said, you have taken what has been given to you and provided to you, and you've built on it, and you're stretching it even more, to say so. So when they see where you decided to go, wow, imagine what they're going to have to say to themselves. Like, what is the bottom line? Like, you're making the bare minimum so high that there's no way they can lose, is what I'm saying. Like, there's no way you can lose. Like, so I'm giving you the framework, right? Health, your mental, your spiritual walk, your education. This is what you have to do. And then you got to put a little extra on it.
In most things, even when you lose, you should have won something.
Yeah.
Right. You might lose a friend. You might lose a bad friend that has held you down in some kind of way, emotionally, whatever. But what you should have gained is some clarity, perspective. What you should have gained is knowledge of self, of knowing what kind of friends you do need in your life. That don't make it any less painful, right? But you got to go through that. And as a parent, you gotta always, that's always got to be the focus, man. You know, and that starts with things like what we were talking about, sports and activities and, you know, just lessons of life of like, this is why we do dishes. This is why we do this. This is why I know you don't want to do that. I don't want to do it either, but we going to do it. Whatever it is. And for some of us, it's not going to be sports. Maybe you got an ailment that causes you to not to be able to go out there and show by example. Maybe it's not in you, but then, you know, to do that, like, I don't think now knowing my dad the way I know him, I don't think it was ever in him to be able to take me on that field, learn that game, or to stand there and whatever. But
that wasn't his swag.
But that's not what he needed to do for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that wasn't his calling. But what I can say is he didn't stop me from doing it. He left me the ability to go do it.
Yeah. And to that, now that you know that wasn't in his ability, you had said something. You had earlier. You said a bar. You said that Haley's mom got busy, right? Mm-hmm. And you had to step up, and you didn't sign up for that, right? But do you think that was an evolution for you? Just because I'm not saying you were upset about the fact that your dad didn't do that for you, but did you say, I'm going to go a step further?
I think so. Yeah. No, go ahead.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, you go ahead.
No, I think sometimes you go through things, you know, this is where you got to have some kind of faith, right? And you can call it whatever you want, right? But you got to have some kind of faith that sometimes when you go through things, your pain is actually a gift later. Right? Maybe it I ain't gonna say maybe it did. It hurt me for many years. In my early 20s, I had some resentment towards my dad because while I was trying to find myself as a man, I realized in my eyes, as a 20-year-old person with no children, no nothing, no understanding of the world, I was like, you wasn't even at my basketball games, Dad. You didn't come to my football games. You didn't care about my stat line, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I held that over his head for a while, right? And after a while, I let it go. But you know what? You know what the gift in that is? I got everything else from him. Like I just said now, he didn't close the door. He could have been like, sports ain't important. You ain't playing sports. He didn't do that. He left me room to be who I was going to be ultimately and supported me by not getting in my way. Right? That's how he ended up supporting me in that when it came to that. So later on down the line, I had my child who now is going through that. Now she wants to play a sport I don't know nothing about, something I'm not interested in. I was getting out of her way and letting her mom facilitate that. And when her mom had to go make money for our house and got a schedule that did not allow her to participate, now I have a fork in the road. Do what your dad did when you don't have to. You remember how that felt. Or learn the lesson and give your child a different stepping stone because your dad gave you a stepping stone.
Boom. Boom.
I had a choice.
Mic drop.
And that's what happened,
it's
right?
It's too early.
It ain't never too early.
It's too early. It's too early, man. They didn't even hear what you just said. That you go back and play that. When whoever listens to the podcast, go back and re-listen to that because that's y'all lesson for the day. Leave a comment. I'm about to get these comments jumping. That's my challenge for the podcast viewers this week. After you hear this episode, get the comments jumping from here on out. I want to see some responses, some thumbs up, some yeah, I would have beat his tail if he would have took my parking spot, Treve. I want to hear some real world responses from y'all. That's my challenge to our community right now. And I'm going to post it today on my IG. Mm-hmm. We need to get the comments jumping. I know y'all been listening. We need to hear you. I want to feel you. All right. We be out here talking and dropping gems. We enjoy y'all. Thank you for always tuning in. But I need some rebuttal now. I need a little bit of talk back. That's what I need. All right. Rod, you got anything?
Man, I think you done said it all. Thank you for listening to another episode of Raising the Bar with Ron Trevay. If you like what you heard, do us a favor and share the podcast with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe to podcasts also. New episodes every Wednesday. You can leave us a comment on the episodes where you stream them on Instagram at rtb.podcast or send us a direct email at rtb.podcast25@gmail.com. That's rtb.podcast, the number 25 at gmail.com. See you next week.